All right, let's try something a little different. Today, we're going to decode a person's sci-fi DNA. We're going to take a very specific list of someone's likes and dislikes and use it to map their personal corner of the genre's galaxy. Think of it as a guided tour to find some exciting new worlds.
So what in the world could possibly connect an immortal cyberpunk detective, a brilliant child general, and empires that span the entire galaxy? I mean, on the surface, they seem like they're from completely different universes, right? But they're all connected within a single person's taste profile, and that creates a really fascinating puzzle. By untangling this, we can get to the heart of not just what they like, but the why behind it.
Okay, so here's our map. This is the taste profile laid bare. On the leg side, you've got some absolute heavy hitters. Interstellar, Altered Carbon, The Peripheral, Foundation, Westworld, Black Mirror. A lot of high-concept, visually stunning stuff. But then, look at the dislikes column. It's really specific. The film version of Ender's Game and a film adaptation of The Three-Body Problem. That right there, that's our first big clue.
All right, let's jump in. First stop on our tour, these gritty, neon-soaked futures where the line between human and machine gets, well, really blurry.
So the entire universe of Altered Carbon hinges on this one brilliant, terrifying piece of tech, the cortical stack. Think of it like a hard drive for your soul. It's a little device implanted at the base of your neck that stores your entire consciousness. Your body, what they call a sleeve, is just a vehicle. It can be upgraded, replaced, or just plain destroyed, and you can just pop your stack into a new one.
But here's the kicker, and this gets right to the core of the story. Immortality isn't some great equalizer. No, it's the ultimate class divide. The super rich, who they call meths, short for Methuselah, they can afford endless new bodies, the best money can buy. They're practically gods. But for everyone else, death is still very real. So this amazing technology doesn't enlighten humanity. It just becomes another tool for the powerful that makes human life and human bodies seem cheap.
And the fact that the Netflix series is on the like list is super revealing. Look, anyone who's read the book knows the show changed a bunch of plot points, but what it absolutely nailed was the vibe, that dark, gritty, noir atmosphere. It captured the core themes about identity, power, and what it means to be human when your body is disposable. So what does that tell us? It suggests that for this person, capturing the spirit of a book is way more important than a word-for-word, scene-for-scene adaptation.
And this idea fits perfectly when we bring in the godfather of the genre himself, William Gibson. His work is another huge piece of this puzzle.
It's actually fascinating to look at Gibson's own evolution. He kicks things off in '84 with Neuromancer, literally coining the term cyberspace and defining that iconic cyberpunk future. But then his later work, like pattern recognition, shifts focus. He starts looking at how technology is already woven into the fabric of our present in these subtle, almost invisible ways. And then you get to The Peripheral, which is on our like list, by the way, and he just brilliantly ties it all together. He's showing us that the future isn't some far-off place we're heading to. It's a process, something that's seeping into our reality, right here, right now.
Okay, so we've explored the inner space of the mind and technology. Now let's pull the camera way back and go to the grandest scale imaginable. Space opera. We're talking empires, stars, and the grand sweep of time.
And right away we hit our first big dislike, the movie version of Ender's Game. If you've only seen the film, you might wonder why. But if you've read the book, it's crystal clear. The book's magic, its power, is almost entirely in Ender's head. It's about his profound isolation, his psychological torment. His genius isn't just about strategy. It's that he can empathize so deeply with his enemy that he can destroy them. And that act destroys a part of him. The movie, while focuses on the cool visuals, the battle room action, it loses that entire internal ethical struggle, which is the whole point of the story.
Now let's switch gears to another giant of the genre, Isaac Asimov, and his masterpiece, Foundation. The whole thing is built on this absolutely wild concept called psychohistory. The idea is simple but mind-blowing. You can't predict what one single person will do, right? But you can predict the collective actions of trillions of people across a galaxy. You can use mathematics to forecast the fall of empires and the rise of new ones. It basically turns history into a science.
And that's what makes the Foundation books so incredible. They're about these vast, impersonal historical forces. It's a story told over thousands of years. Individual characters are often just pawns in a much larger game.
Now, you can see how that would be super hard to put on screen, right? Which is why the Apple TV Plus series, which is on our like list, had to cleverly weave in more personal, character-focused stories to give us something to hang on to.
Okay, now for that other dislike, the film version of the three-body problem. Just like Ender's Game, the books are driven by these immense, brain-breaking ideas. Take the dark forest hypothesis, for example. It's a chilling solution to the question, where is everybody? It says the universe is a dark forest filled with hunters. Every civilization is a hunter. And the second you make a sound, the second you reveal your existence, another hunter will silently eliminate you, not out of malice, but out of self-preservation. It's a universe built on paranoia and pure cold logic.
And then you have Interstellar, which is a total 180 from that kind of pessimism. I mean, it starts bleak, right? Earth is dying. But at its heart, the movie is all about hope. It makes this incredible argument that love isn't just an emotion, it's a force of nature, as real and powerful as gravity. It's a story that says, yes, things are bad, but our curiosity, our resilience, and our connection to each other can literally transcend space and time to save us.
So while we were mapping all this out, something kind of funny and unexpected popped up. A little geopolitical thread that connects a few of these otherwise totally separate worlds.
Yeah, it's a Russian connection. For Asimov, it's literally his birthplace. For Gibson, it's a setting with Russian mafia vibes in one of his books. It even pops up in minor ways in Ender's Game and the Altered Carbon series. Is it the key to unlocking this whole profile? Nah, probably not. But it's a fun little piece of trivia that threads through the list.
Okay, let's put it all together. We've decoded the DNA. What have we learned? There's a clear preference for stories that get the vibe and the big ideas right, even if they change the plot. And there's a love for these grand cosmic concepts, but they need to be grounded in real human emotion. So with that map in hand, where do we go next? Let's chart a course.
First up, if you love that mix of high-tech and deep questions about consciousness you get from Gibson and Altered Carbon, you have to check these out. Snow Crash is just a wild, over-the-top, brilliant ride. Revelation Space is like space opera got a gothic, transhumanist makeover. Ancillary Justice is incredible. It's about the AI mind of a starship that gets trapped in a single human body. And the TV series Devs will absolutely break your brain with its ideas about free will and determinism.
Now, if you're chasing that feeling of epic scale you get from Foundation and the hard science awe of Interstellar, then this is your list. The Hyperion Cantos is basically literature in the form of space opera. It's just stunning. The Culture series explores a future where hyper-advanced, benevolent AIs run everything. And you've got to watch The Expanse. It's maybe the best modern example of blending realistic science with gripping political drama.
And finally, if you love those mind-bending what-if scenarios from shows like Black Mirror and Westworld, here you go. Anything by Ted Chiang. His stories are like perfect little philosophical puzzles that will also hit you right in the feels. Solaris is a classic that asks, what happens when we meet an alien intelligence that's so different we can't even begin to understand it? And if you want something truly weird and ambitious, try the series Raised by Wolves. It's all about AI, religion, and the future of humanity.
So what this little tour shows us is that our tastes in sci-fi, they're not random. They form a unique signature, a personal map of the cosmos, and it's defined by what speaks to you. Maybe it's the atmosphere, maybe it's the mind-bending ideas, or maybe it's the human heart at the center of it all. The real adventure isn't just watching or reading these stories, it's understanding your own map, and then using it to see what amazing worlds are waiting for you just beyond the edge of what you already know.